What's happening, Shredder Nation? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to episode number 55 of Shred Your Body. I'm your host, Jesse James Jamnik. Welcome to Shred Your Body. You know, every single day, every single Tuesday for the last year, little over a year, we have talked about stories. We have brought people out of our shredder community, as we call it, where we have pretty close to 24,000 members now, 23.7 thousand or something like that. And you know, every week I am honored to listen to people's stories, people that were struggling, people that were in a bad place, people that almost gave up, people that almost threw in the towel, people that tried for 6, 10, 12, 14 years to get healthy. They've tried different diets. They've tried all kinds of stuff. Thank you, Genevieve. I appreciate that feedback. She says that she loves my energy. So I have been able to witness literally people coming alive. And, you know, I know that the diet industry and the weight loss industry, I know that it is just batshit crazy. I know that there are thousands of fitness trainers out there on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all other kinds of platforms. And they're telling you one thing and they're telling you this and they're saying, don't cut this out. This isn't bad for you. That's not bad for you, blah, 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 blah. And I heard all that same stuff for 20 plus years of my life. For 20 plus years of my life, I used myself as a human guinea pig. I started off this fat little chubby kid. Well, I really wasn't so fat at that time, but this fat little kid when I was little, I had this thing. I got into the gym. It was like a drug for me. I became addicted. It was my sense of worth. It was my meaning to live. I had a lot of things going on at that time, and the gym was my sacred place. And over the years, I fell in love with that. And with that lifestyle, you know, I took a lot of bad advice. I listened to the bros in the gym, all the guys that were, you know, doing stuff. Come to find out later on, they're sticking needles in their ass. They're doing all sorts of shady stuff. The supplements that they're recommending are, you know, got toxins and poisons and literally traces of cocaine in some of them. You know, you wonder why athletes test positive and why you have to be so careful. And I went down that path and I took so many certifications and spent thousands of dollars and thousands of hours behind the books in the gym, practicing it, going through the struggles, the counting the carbs, the not counting the carbs, the counting my macros, the not counting my macros, the high protein, the low protein, the protein pacing. Like, holy shit, was it confusing over the last 20 years to get to this place of today. And the crazy part is the most magical thing that I've come to realize is that it's really simple. It's really simple. And for so many years, we've complicated it. I complicated it. I am sorry. I will put out a public apology to anybody that I steered in the wrong direction in the past. I directed you to shitty supplements. I directed you to some whack-ass diet because I was on that kick and I thought that was the next breakthrough in science and all these crazy things. And what I've come to realize is that, you know, the human body is very, very simple. And over the last year, we have launched the ERShred. And I'm telling you right now, if you're not part of this, the ERShred will be a household name. The ERShred is already worldwide. It will continue to go worldwide. And these are bold ass statements. And I will be proud to say them and fight any influencer out there that's going to tell you a different way, because I really believe this in my heart based off of the amazing real life people, not what Jesse was able to do for his body. You see, I got myself extremely ripped a few years back, 190 pounds, solid muscle, less than 10% body fat, lifting weights, doing ultra marathons, what people told me I couldn't do. And I did that all not even knowing what I know today. So I know that's why it's so complicated, is because we can get to these different places. And I'm sharing these examples with you so you understand that I have been on this road that you're on. If you're just starting, if maybe you're a couple years in, I've been there. I feel the frustration. I feel the pain. And the reason I'm so confident today is that over the last year plus, I've literally gotten to watch people in their 80s all the way down to children, literally children, drastically transform their day-to-day life, their energy, their attitude, their mental well-being, their sleep, their digestion. And oh, by the way, the byproduct of all of that, the byproduct of feeling amazing is that people have lost a shit ton of weight. And not just the weight like that you lose for 2 weeks, and then because you starved your freaking self and you counted 4 pieces of asparagus in a plastic goddamn container, you gain it all back and then some. I'm not talking about that whack ass weight loss. What I'm talking about, if you can't tell, I'm in a mood tonight, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about literally impacting people's lives. We're talking about giving people back the power to become their own freaking hero. And what the hell does that mean? That means that they get to realize how epically awesome they are as a human being. I literally hated my flipping life for so many years. I thought I was a worthless piece of shit. I literally went down the wrong path. I went down the path of drugs. I lied at certain times. I did all these dumb things that I'm so not proud of. I'm so not proud of. But I realized today that that is not me. This is the Jesse today. And if you want to hold me for that, there's my answer for you. That's for you, Steve, by the way. That's what you say to people. You give them a double FU, okay? That's where we're at. So what I've gotten to witness over the last year as people becoming their own hero, and all we've done is we've done the opposite of everything that I've learned. I don't know where it's at right now in my 2,000 plus page clinical nutrition book. I've done the opposite of what I've learned in all of these notebooks that contain thousands of dollars, literally thousands of dollars worth of learning and certifications and whatever else was out there, because I thought that that was a better way. I got sold into this marketing concept and this ploy and this thing. Well, you know what? Here's the deal. You are a human being. You are made up of 100 trillion circles. Those circles are called cells. And at the end of the day, whether you're white, black, Hispanic, you're from Africa, you're from Asia, you're from China, I don't care. It doesn't matter. You are a human being and you function at the same level, which means that you simply need vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. You need 70 trace minerals on a daily basis to fuel your body and get it to thrive. You want to be a Ferrari? You need the high octane. Stop putting the cheap shit in and expecting top performance. And what I've realized is that we have everything that we need if we tap back in to our primal ways, if we tap back in to our primal instincts, our ancestral ways. And that's pretty much what the ERShred is. The ERShred is the ancestral way with the 21st century perfectly fused together, because why would we not take advantage of that? And we're not just going off of some, bro science or some whack ass study. We're talking about following peer-reviewed, double-blind placebo, creme de la creme, platinum level stuff here. We're not just playing around with anything. But what we started to realize is that as human beings, we need to strip out everything. You see, in the world today, that's different from back then in our primal ways and our ancestral ways. We have these things called options today. How many thousands of options do we have when it comes to food? You go into the grocery store and you could get confused and lost in that shit. How many people have gotten confused and lost in the grocery store before the ERShred? Before the ERShred, right? And it's just crazy. And it's like, okay, you go into the supplement store, for crying out loud, you go in to get auto brakes, you go into the auto parts store, and you have 2 aisles of candy. Wait a minute. I'm in the auto parts store. So we have all of these options. And what we've come to realize through trial and tribulation, again, through my using myself as a human guinea pig, my partner in crime, Sean and Crystal Escobar, using themselves as human guinea pigs, literally using yourself as a human guinea pig to try this out and then get some brave enough souls to jump on board. And when those brave enough souls jumped on board and they threw their logs on the fire, and we started to realize that this was just the raw fundamentals. This wasn't some hocus pocus diet. This wasn't some, let's make sure that we, take this pill and pop these pills and do all of this. Like, we kept this as simple as possible. And what we've realized is that options don't always mean better. Options don't mean better. Just because it's healthy doesn't mean that it's healthy for you. And so many people have come to learn that some of the culprits, we use that word culprit in the ERShred, and that means foods that don't agree with you, foods that don't serve you at a higher level, foods that don't bring your vibrational energy to a different level when you eat them, the way that food is supposed to act if you understood food and the way that it's supposed to talk to you as a human. Every bite you take instantly sends signals. So if we can strip away all the crap that's been built over the years, and you can trace this all back, guys, this goes back 70 years, the stupid whack-ass study that put grains into it, and they flipped the pyramid, and all of a sudden the government got involved. I'm telling you something, whenever they get involved in something, there's money behind it. There's somebody getting paid. There's something there. And we've gotten programmed to learn these whack-ass things. Like, red meat is bad for us. Good quality red meat is bad for us. Proper farming is bad for the land. Who the hell made that shit up anyways? Proper farming. I'm not talking feedlot cattle. I'm talking grass-fed, pasture raising, move your cattle from spot to spot. Do you understand how good that is for the soil, first of all? And we've been taught and lied to and all these different scenarios, right? We got too fat. Well, we're too fat because we're too lazy. No, we're too fat because you took healthy fat out of the human diet and loaded us full of sugar and processed shit and chemicals. And we no longer have the trace minerals and vitamins and nutrients anymore. And all of a sudden, our bodies don't function. So over the last year, we've gotten to witness thousands of people, literally thousands of people. They've done this protocol. They've stuck with it for well over a year. And man, magical things happen. And understand that it's not the ERShred. I give that up all the time. This is not the ERShred that does this to people. The ERShred is simply the tracks to run on. The ERShred gives you a community of support. The ERShred gives you me so I can kick you in the ass when you need a good kick in the ass. You give me that same thing. Do you understand? That's the beautiful thing about the ERShred. It's the community. It's the place that you can feel safe. It's the place that you can come to work on your goals, to not have people bash you, to not have people kick you in the ass when you're down, to not have people stomp on your face when you take a little bit of a trip. No, instead they listen, they pick you up, they lift you up, they say, hey, I was there too. You see, that's the biggest difference. But the ERShred is just the tracks to run on. Yeah, there's a health protocol behind it, because why would you not take advantage of all the study? Why would you not take advantage of the thousands of dollars sitting on my floor, the stuff that actually worked? Why would you not take advantage of, us using ourselves as human guinea pigs and finding out what makes us feel euphoric every day and testing it with other people at all different age levels and brackets and athletic and non-athletic, and it works for every single person? Find me something that does that in this world of fitness and health. That works for every person across the board. You see, because we got rid of the diet. Diets suck. They have the word die in them, for crying out loud. We teach people to live life. We teach people how to make proper choices. We teach people to make those choices not for a self-image, but because they freaking deserve it. Because they deserve to feel amazing every day. That is your gift. The best things in life we take for granted because we got them for free. We put more value to a damn iPhone than we do our own health. We put more value to a big screen TV than we do the brain that we were given. What? And mind you, these are all realizations that I've had. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm so great. Like, I'm a complete fucking shit show. Every day, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. You're only seeing this square view right now. I'm a mess, right? I'm a mess, but we're all a work in progress. But these are things that I've had to go through and I've had to learn and I've had to put myself in the mud through. So why would I not share that with people? Why would I not share that with you? I don't care if it helps you, great. If it doesn't help you, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Go find somebody else. There's millions of people, right? So that's what we've done. So over the last year, we've plucked out people and we shared their stories. And the stories on Tuesdays, they dive deep. On Wednesdays, we get a lot. And they just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. So why am I so confident? Why do I know? Because results don't lie. This isn't some commercial. This isn't something. All you got to do is go to www.ERShredders.com. It's free. It's freaking free. We'll welcome you. We'll click accept. Just ask to join. You don't even necessarily have to answer the questions, but I'd appreciate that you do. We'll bring you in, right? We'll bring you in because it's for everybody. And we know for a fact that everybody deserves this. Everybody deserves this. So why am I so passionate? Why am I on every single week? Why will I never miss it? Why will I keep screaming it from the rooftops? Why do I not give a shit what anybody else thinks about the program or what they think they know or what their certification has told them? Because I've been there and because I've been in the mix of this from day freaking one before it was even launched, when it was brought to me. And I've personally watched thousands of lives. I have gained some of the closest friends ever. I have had deeper conversations with some men that I've only met not even a year ago than I've had in my entire life. And it feels fucking awesome. It feels awesome. I know I promised I'm not swearing, but this is a different kind of swearing. This is happy swearing. This is happy swearing. Okay? I hope you understand. Like, I'm trying not to cry, so I'm swearing right now. Like, this is what this is. So here's what I want to do tonight. I want to share a couple things. I want to share, people say, oh my God, Jesse, you guys eat so much red meat. You eat butter, you eat salt. Like, is this really healthy for you? Is this really healthy for you? Like, can you do it long term? Can you do it long term? Hi, Brad. You got to take yourself off mute. You got to take yourself off mute. So this is my man, Mr. Brad Say. What's up, Brad? Welcome. Talk again. Oh my God, I can't hear you. You have the worst luck with StreamYard ever. I'm going to give you a second to see. Is it working? Nope. I don't know why you have such bad luck. But here's what I'm going to do anyway. So I wish I could get Brad's audio, but I'm going to read you something from Brad. So my man Brad started with us way back when we first launched the ERShred, okay? Literally over a year ago. He was part of our fulfillment company. He was struggling a little bit. He fell off. He came back, and then boom, the ERShred was like divine intervention. The universe said, here you go, Brad. Like, you need this in your life right now. And man, oh man, did Brad freaking do a complete 180. Now, I want to tell you again, I am not telling you that the ERShred can cure you. I'm not telling you that it can prevent a disease. I'm not telling you any of this. What I'm telling you is that the ERShred is the tracks to run on. What you choose to do with it and the choices you choose to make on your own time when you have the realizations, that's the magic. Anyways, a little over a year ago, Brad was struggling. He was on cholesterol medication. His health was not going in a good way. He was overweight, and he was just not in a good place. Okay. And today I saw one of the most magical things that I have ever seen. And Brad, even though You know, Brad's one of those guys that's like, we tell people that they can introduce foods back in. We tell people that they can play around. You want to bring carbs back in, bring them back in if that's your choice. You want to bring other things back in, bring them back in if that's your choice. Like I never ever once told you that I want to tell you what to eat the rest of your life. Like I have zero passion. If I did that, I would go and get my state certification of my nutritionist thing, and I would just get bored. You know, I'd become able to practice in this particular state, and I would just have people pay me, and I would write them a list and tell them to eat 4 apples a day and 2 pieces of asparagus and everything else. Like I have no intention of doing that because that sucks. But Brad took it and he ran with the ERShred for literally a year. Just start talking. Let me see if I can hear you. No, I can't hear you still. So just stay on there. Just stay on there so we can see your pretty face. So a little over a year ago, he struggled, okay? And now he posts this thing that says, comments from my doctor. This is little, can I read this? I can, okay. So comments from my doctor. Hi, Bradley. Your cholesterol results have greatly improved compared to last year. Continue the good work with diet and exercise. I calculated your 10-year cardiovascular risk, that's your risk of heart attack and stroke, to be 1.4%, so very low. Therefore, I do not recommend medication at this time for cholesterol. I do recommend dietary changes and activity, continued dietary changes and activity. If every doctor would prescribe that, the world would be a different place. If every doctor had the galls to prescribe that instead of some pill, the world would be a different place. But the problem is there's not enough time for that. You see, our healthcare system doesn't pay doctors to spend time with you. They pay them to turn you over. That's why you only get 5 to 10 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. You get paid per patient coming through. You don't get, God forbid, you get paid to sit down and learn about somebody. That's holistic medicine. That's functional medicine. Unfortunately, insurance doesn't deem that necessary. This is how jacked up our healthcare system is. This is why we need to flip this shit upside down. But this doctor, even though Brad drastically changed over the last year, she knows what you're doing, right? You shared with her what you're doing. You haven't shared with her what you're doing here. So this is even funnier. At the very end, she says, watch saturated fats in your diet. Let me know if you have any questions. If you would have told her, I wish you would have told her, hey, doc, for the last year, I've literally been eating like over a pound of red meat every single day. I eat about a pound of bacon. I probably have about 6 to 8 eggs every single day, but I make sure that they come right from the chicken's ass. Don't worry. I make sure that my meat is quality and it's grass-fed, grass-finished. So I don't want any of that crap in there. Like the cow is actually being a cow, moo. And that's what I'm doing. Do you still agree with your last statement? And I would love to see what she said. Oh, and by the way, all that food that I told you, I put as much butter on there as my bum can possibly handle, just enough so I don't like actually poop myself the next day. But I'm going to the bathroom really good. I wish you could talk right now, but this is fun. This is so fun. I know. But listen, dude, I just want to tell you, I'm proud of you. I know this is your only day off. So I want you, when I say go, please get off of this. Go with your family. I just wanted you to know you are an important member of this pack. I appreciate you. I'm freaking proud of you, and just keep doing you. Clearly, you are a walking billboard, and I appreciate you for this, for having so much faith and trust. You are a walking billboard of, is this healthy long term? So I love you, man. I appreciate you. You go be with your family. Go love on your family. Guys, so is that not better than me giving you all the science of why this is healthy? Like, what are we doing so bad? We're taking away sugar, which is straight the devil. It's just evil shit. Like, there's nothing good from it. We're touching and we're giving you solutions on how to decrease inflammation. So we know that inflammation is the root cause of all disease, okay? We're stripping away the processed fake ass food that has zero nutritional value whatsoever, which means that you're eating 300, 400, 500 calories worth of food that has very, very little vitamins, minerals, and nutrients in it. So we're stripping that all away. And the only thing that we're asking you to do is to actually love yourself. We're asking you to only put in the food that is going to fuel you from the inside out. the food that's actually going to make you feel alive when you eat it and give you the energy that food is supposed to give you. That's what we're trying to ask you to do. We're giving you, shakes, which we're going to touch on in a minute. For those of you that don't believe that shakes can be food, we're going to crush that shit in a minute. But we're just asking you to use this. We vetted them. They have the highest third-party certification that you could possibly get. They put their money where their mouth is. I've personally used them for 6 years. I give them to my daughter. I can't wait to slip them in my newborn son's bottle. That's how clean they are. That's how much I believe in them. So all I'm asking you to do is to love yourself and feed yourself. What part of this is not healthy? Then I'm going to ask you to start telling me why you think your life is awesome. I'm going to start to get you to go back in your brain. I'm going to get you to not be so scared of fear. I'm going to teach you all the things that I went through misery with and spent a lot of money to learn and a lot of shitty years of life at the time, but they're the most valuable today. And I'm going to give that all to you. We're going to give that all to you. Every single person that's learned is going to share that knowledge. What part of that is unhealthy? I'm so confused. Here's two more of my favorite people. What's up, guys? You're on mute too. You got to unmute yourself. Hopefully your microphone works.
Hi.
Hey.
Yay.
Hey, listen, real quick. You guys both already know how much I love you. I keep having you on this thing because for me, well, here's the thing for me. You guys are usually when I coach people and they come to me and it's a husband and wife, it's usually one or the other.
There you go.
It's one or the other, right? And usually the other's not on board. And I know that was kind of the gist in the beginning, but the story doesn't always turn out like you guys. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Usually somebody gives up, somebody starts bad mouthing somebody else. But you guys, to me, to watch you guys develop and to just keep morphing into like better humans. For people that don't know, Steve was actually the guy that I was talking about in the beginning. The conversations that Steve and I have gotten to have, I appreciate them very much, Steve. You think you're calling me for help and you're helping me at the same time. This is what's so beautiful about this thing. When people, dude, I got goosebumps in my gut right now. I'm just going to let that sit for a minute because that's a good feeling. Okay. When people experience that in life, like I used to chase that, not understanding what that was. Like I knew like I wanted something different in life, like the sense of fitting in, you know what I mean? I realized that fitting out is actually perfectly okay and I'm better that way, but you still want to fit in with the people that fit out. You know what I mean? Like you still need, like we're humans, we need connection. It's part of our primal DNA. It's part of our existence. Just like a good workout, just like a fight, just like that's our primal way. You know what I mean? That's the way that we were developed. And you guys just, to me, exemplify like what it means to use health as your foundation and to allow that to support you in changing the other things that you like in life. Because I don't think that we can willingly ask for more stress and dig inside and peel back our layers and have to admit some things that we might not be proud of and have to like kind of dig into some things that really hurt that you might not want to. Steve's feeling it right now. Like you're going to have to dig in there. You know what I mean? And if you have your health, I believe that you can use that and it will change every aspect of your life.
Yeah, 100%.
What do you got? Like when I say that, whichever one of you guys wants to go and speak first, what does that mean to you? Like how have you done that? And what would you say to somebody, is this healthy? Because you guys have done this now for a good, almost pretty much a solid year. Yeah. That's a long time. That's a long time to be committed to something like this.
Okay.
It is a long time, and yet it doesn't feel that long, right? It's good. It's I think what you were saying, Jesse, really resonates with me because I'm still going through that too. Like you were saying earlier, like I'm a mess, and that's where I find myself now. And like a year ago, I was a mess also, but I wouldn't admit it. You know, I couldn't even get myself to admit it.
So
Now
today you can confidently say that?
I can confidently say that. And
what is it you can confidently say?
That I'm a mess.
I like it.
You know,
I just love you more as a person for that. I think that's what we get so scared of. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you're my
it's
people.
true.
We can be hot messes together.
Yes. And I mean, he's always said I'm a mess, but like, it's like, no, you're wrong. but it's just, it's being able to embrace that. Like, there is freedom in that, in embracing that. And honestly, like, I can't, yes, counseling and yes, like support, but you guys, the support that you guys have given us, me personally, like ERShred, is one of those things that I'm like, I feel like I'm with family. I feel in the good kind of family. I was telling Steve yesterday, or, I was like, our ERShred people are the family we choose, not the family we're stuck with, We were talking about family, how much we love,
for sure. That's a good
dramatic they are. But I was like, you guys are the family we choose. And so it's that kind of like welcome and safe environment.
And I think it's, and not to interrupt you, but I just want to point out to people, because my goal is, I really need to get the bigger level of this. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to lose weight. Yeah, you're going to feel really good. Yeah, you're going to have all those things. Like, I literally promise you, I guarantee you, and the fulfillment company we partner with, they put their money where my mouth is. If you're not fully satisfied, you get your money back. You know what I mean? So I'm very confident in saying that. Like, they're very successful. They got lots of money. They can give it to you. But that's not going to happen. But for you to say that, you came into this struggling, kicking, fighting, throwing a tantrum like a 2-year-old, I remember, about why this wasn't good and why this and that's and that, blah, 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 blah. And here you are today talking about how we're your chosen family. I need people to understand the depth. Like, what other health protocol, what you go to Atkins, you go to Weight Watchers, you go to any of these things, like, you might lose some weight. Okay, great. Are you actually making the psychological shifts? Are you hardwiring and re-hardwiring the brain so that way when you come out of it, you continue to become a better human? And when you say that to me, for you to talk about that, by the way, what's your results so far over the last year? Like, you've had a crazy transformation. I just need people to understand this part too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't honestly weigh myself that much anymore, but I lost like somewhere like between 25 and 27 pounds.
25, 27 pounds. How many inches?
At least a good 5-6 inches on my waist.
Just your waist alone, never mind the rest of the body. But if you guys go back again in our www.ershredders.com, type in Rocio's name and you'll find her beginning posts. You'll see the before and after. It's like, whoa. Now, mind you, the average person would directly go to that in a regular weight loss, in a regular diet, in a regular health, fitness guru, buy my program, one of those type of shits, right? Like, it's all about the transformations. For me, you're calling me family. You know what I mean? Like, the three of us haven't even gotten a hug yet because of all the stupid nonsense going on, but yet we've built such a connection through working and developing and getting really healthy together. That's our primal desire. We were not developed to be slobs. I'm sorry. No. This whole thing of like listen to me. No, you are not designed to be an overweight human. I will love you as the person you are. No doubt in my mind, I will love anybody for who they are. You are not designed to be that way. I'm going to sit here and tell you the truth. Screw all this bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, we're transforming mannequins in stores now to fit the culture. What in the F is going on? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Okay. This is crazy, right? We are designed to be the most epic machines on this planet.
Yes.
Human beings.
Yes.
Human beings. Our minds, we don't even tap into.
No.
And that's all directly connected to our health and all this bad stuff. So, like, this is why this means so much to me for you to say that, because to I've watched you guys grow. I've watched you guys have the conversations. I know you do the work. I know not every day is a picture. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's two kids behind the scenes and they're driving you batshit crazy and you want to pull each other's hair. Oh wait, Steve doesn't have any hair, but if Steve had hair, you would pull each other's hair out. And I love you, man. And you would do that. I get it because I'm there with you. You know what I mean? But yet we still find this connection. That's what the ERShred, right? Like, that's the big gist. So
Yes,
absolutely. 100%.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I wanted to do.
Okay. I love it.
No, that's huge that you mentioned that, because like I can sit here and say, now I'm the other side. Oh, well, now you're there. You figured it out. Blah, blah, blah. But I can't express enough how interwoven, like, and how deep the relationships are now, because I can just see differently. Like, my life is just upside down in a way that's so awesome. Like, I can't even explain
right side up.
Yeah. I mean, it really, but it's like, it's upside down and right side up, like, all together. Like, it's not even, I can't even explain it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm talking crazy, because it's just, it's unbelievable. And the things I was going to come on and say, like, mention that I think are beautiful about this, how depth they are, is like community, service to others, and respect. Like, that's the things that I was going to share, but like, I don't even know. Like, that's just
like think about those values: community, service to others, right? Like, it's not even about like me. Like, usually it's and at first it's okay if it's about you. I need people to understand that too. You need to be greedy first. I taught you guys the same thing. You need to be selfish first, because if you're not you can't serve the way you even want to, if that's what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be greedy. And how many times have you guys, before the ERShred, I'm sure you would use like, oh, I put my kids first. Oh, people say that, like, oh, I'll do anything for my kids, but you won't get healthy.
Right.
But you won't get healthy.
Yeah.
You won't set the most, what I believe is the best example that could ever be set to free them from so much. I don't want to get so technical with words because I got to be careful, but it's like, gosh, I wish I could scream what I know the truth of, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? It's just nutso. For you guys, I mean, you guys are some that are leading the example for, one of my favorite things about this, because of the way I grew up, is that we get to lead the example for the next generation. I only get to see my daughter once a month. I go for a 4-day weekend when I fly up north, and sometimes I'm like, I don't know if she's like, listen, if she's taking in what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because it's one of the things that I'm most regretful of, having to live here. And again, that's because of life choices, and I had to chase what I had to do to make a living and everything else. So it's like, I got to do what I got to do. But it's like, that's one of the things that I am regretful of, is that I don't get more time to share my way of life. But at the same time, like, Friday I dropped her off to school. We packed her lunch together. She came out. She caught me in the end of my live. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember the one that she like waved. She didn't know. And I was like, at the end, I was like, by the way, you're talking to like 24,000 people. She's like, oh my God, that's so cool. Like, I'm like, yeah, that's my girl. So I was like, you want a snack? I brought her a beef stick. And she's like, no, I'm really full. And I'm like, really? That's unusual. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, it's probably the lunch that we packed today. And I was like, she's like, yeah. She's like, I'm really full. And I was like, but do you know why? And she goes, yeah. She goes, because my blood sugars didn't go up and crash back down, Dad. I told her that the month prior. And she was listening to me, and she goes, Dad, you just have this way of like saying the stuff that like just makes it fun and sticks with me. I was like,
that's awesome, man.
Listen. They do listen.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I know her mom loves her and cares about her. We have very different visions. I know they're trying to be healthy and they're doing their thing of health, which is what I used to do, which we all can learn that we know so different.
Yeah.
But at least that's still a step in the right direction. But to know that they're listening, and you guys are playing that vital role, because we get to teach that generation. I think we're in the problem. What do you guys think about this? I think that we're in the problem we're in today, not because of genetics. People always say, well, I got heart disease in my family. I got high cholesterol in my family. Wait a minute. Are you telling me that this isn't the cause of 6 generations ago learning wrong, and that 6th generation taught the 5th, and that 5th learned more bullshit, and they taught the 4th, and that 4th learned more bullshit, and they taught the 3rd, and that 3rd learned more bullshit, added on to all the other bullshit, and they taught the 2nd? You're telling me that has nothing to do with it? That has nothing to do with it. The rise of the amount of sugar we eat every year and the amount of flour that we ingest every year, that has nothing to do with it. It's all genetics. I just can't do it. I can't buy into that shit anymore. It doesn't make any sense to me with everything that I've learned and studied and used. What do you guys think about that? Now that you're where you're at, from what you knew to now, with how simple we keep things and stuff, like, have you ever thought about that at all?
I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you step back for a second and you're just like, wait a minute. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can definitively say, and I don't think you're saying this at all, but you can definitively say it's not genetics. However, education is a huge component of that. Like, that's just, there's no way to say that that's not part of it.
It's crazy.
It is, because yeah, like, you think about family gatherings and you think about what you ate as a kid and what your grandmother fed you, and like, or great grandmother or whatever, like throughout your lifetime, like, it wasn't just, they learned it from their prior generation. It was just like this, like we were talking about earlier with like the whole idea of like government kind of dictating how you think about things. And like, these are the process. You just do it because that's what everybody else does. Like, that's why it's like the way it is, because nobody's thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Or just following along a protocol. And so, yeah, 100%. I believe that.
I mean, dude, the only reason I say that is like, once I studied food and understood like, oh, here's your recommended daily allowance and here's your blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, wait, where did all this come from in the first place?
Right.
Just like when you actually do the research, like have you guys ever heard the saying, like, you should eat 5 to 6 servings of fruits and vegetables a day?
Yeah, I have actually.
Where'd that come from?
It was just written in the food pyramid. Food pyramid.
Why do you follow it if you don't know where it came from?
Because everybody else is doing it, right?
Well, I'm gonna share something with you. This is what happens. This is why I made the statement that I made. Okay, and I have so much more evidence too, but this is just one example. So that was actually created in the EU when it happened, and there was not one functional medicine doctor, not one nutritionist, not one dietitian, not one anybody that had anything to do with health. It was actually a plastics company, and it was a vegetable company, and it was a shipping company.
I know, my eyebrow just got raised.
Are we making dietary guidelines for people to follow because it's healthy for them, or are we making dietary guidelines for people to follow because we can make billions of dollars more of plastic containers and we can charge billions of dollars more of shipping? And you see, if you start to dig a little deeper and ask the questions, you start to like come up with these things like the FDA is supposed to protect us, right?
Yeah.
Why are there so many known carcinogenic toxins allowed in our food? Do you know there's 70 of them allowed in wine alone?
Wow.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me, but yeah.
Crazy, right?
I know.
Crazy. So the reason I made that statement, Steve, is that if you trace back to Dr. Ansel Keys and when the president was really sick and we needed something to blame for his heart disease and this is the whole situation. If you guys go back and do the research, right? The actual research to it besides just the food. So this whole situation was happening. And at the time, this doctor did this whack ass study. It was called the 7 World Study. It was one of the most falsified studies of all time. Doctors came out against it, but you know what? They were silenced. The guy who directly opposed him, I forgot that doctor's name, but I want to get him to give him the credit, but he fought it and obviously lost because they knew there was some sort of connection somewhere. So all at that fake ass study that they knew was going to be biased, they came up with the conclusion that because the president was sick, it was because of red meat and saturated fat. And that's how it all happened. Still to this day, not one piece of published science, real published peer-reviewed research that backs that up. And yet we went with it. We went with it and we flipped everything. We said you should eat all these grains because it's supposedly supposed to feed more people for less money. And we should then start using all these GMO resistant things because they're supposed to resist the chemicals that we put on to protect from the chemicals.
What? You lost me at chemicals.
Exactly. You see, like my point tonight is to try to just rip open this truth about, I asked the question, is the ERShred healthy? Are you telling me that all this other stuff you just turn a blind eye to? Right. You just go out every weekend and you're pounding tequilas and you're pounding beers and you're putting all these carcinogenic toxins in your body and you're going to question me because I'm telling you to eat grass-fed, pasture-raised beef, one of the most healing, nutrient-dense, bioavailable foods on the face of this planet. And I'm telling you to eat a specifically formulated Big Kid formula shake, just like the bigger version of the one that I give my infant child right now.
Yeah.
This is what you're arguing with me about.
Exactly.
We're not arguing with you, but somebody else is. Yes,
no,
we're with you.
I know.
Yes.
Anyways, listen, I love you guys. I appreciate your time. I want to bring on one more person, and I got to dive into a couple more things before this ends. But you guys know how much I love you. You're an important. So keep diving, keep putting it out there, keep creating the ripple effect. And when somebody else has an opinion, what do we do, Steve?
Bing. I mean,
don't be shy. Let me see.
All right.
I'll be with you.
If I can get it that way.
Oh, that's my man. All right, guys. Love you. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to bring in one last person. Oh, my man. What's happening? My friends, this is one part of the trio of the newest Hearts of the ERShred. We have this amazing thing. See, in the ERShred, we love to celebrate people. We love to honor people as being important members of our community, people that show up to our community. They say yes to themselves. They become their own hero. They do the work. They grind. They go through it all. And on the other side of them becoming their own hero, they turn around and what do? They reach back down and they pull as many other people up with them as they can. They are what we like to call superheroes. And you, my friend, are definitely one of those superheroes. So thank you for being on this call with me. I love that gear, by the way. That's a
love yours.
That's a nice shirt right there. So here's the thing. When I talk about is the ERShred healthy, try to keep it. I don't know if you can keep your story condensed, but you got a pretty remarkable story. You, the wife, your child, you are another person that is impacting the future generation. And I applaud you for that, because that is the only way that we are going to make true impact in this world, is to not just affect us. Like we're kind of like, I don't want to say too old, but like we're kind of too old. Like we need to impact the next generation growing up so they can live it and they can continue to pass that along, so we can reverse the same way that we got here in the first place. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. But when I say is the ERShred healthy, or what does the ERShred do besides everything, what does that mean to you? You've heard these conversations so far.
You know, ERShred has been, for me, it started out as weight loss, but I mean, the mindset, the overall community, the connection, Jesse, has been huge.
Yeah.
I had no idea how much my mindset had been affected because of my weight and other health concerns in my life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that started a lot of my reaching back down to help other people out.
Yeah.
With it, I found
when you say that you didn't realize how it affected your mind, would you share a couple things, like specifically? Is there a couple things in mind that you can like kind of point out?
I was in a dark place. I was very negative. I didn't feel worthy. I felt worthless all the time. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I mean, I didn't feel like I did when I was in younger days, when I felt invincible, when I felt like that Superman. And so the mindset became, no, as long as you can take care of your health and get it back, then yes, you can still do hard things.
Yeah. Do you feel like, I always say that our health is the foundation. Our health's our greatest wealth. If we have our health, it can dramatically impact so many other areas of life. Would you agree with that statement?
110%.
Okay.
Easily agree with that.
So you have your foundation now. What, you don't have to be specific in like actual like situational stories, but what other areas in your life have been drastically impacted in a better way because you said yes to yourself and took back control and became your own hero and got your health?
My marriage.
Wow.
I'll hit that right out.
Wow.
And, you know, like I said, originally I started it for myself, and the day that we got everything, my wife jumped in. And after that first shred, it was sold to her as well, and it was just, we reconnected as a team. And it's been huge.
Wow. Like, wow. That's crazy. Like Sean talks about that too. Him and Crystal, you know what I mean? Like creating that connection. It's just, it's so hard to describe. Like you don't realize, like even being healthy, even when I was 190, 10% body fat, shredded, thinking that I had it all figured out. I'm still that, by the way, but it's just a different place. You know what I mean? Like I didn't realize either. Like how much more balance. Like today I almost lost my shit. I caught myself going in the other room, taking 5 minutes and doing some R&R. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's just a different level. Like it's a different level of self-respect for yourself, for other people, for the people that you choose to allow to be around you. So yeah, I get it. I totally get it. So your marriage has been directly impacted. By the way, your wife says your marriage is so much better. The arguments are less and the connection is so much stronger. I mean, if that doesn't scream like the foundation of happy marriage, so can health drastically impact your life? Hell yeah, it can. That's why you deserve to have it. Like,
now, on that note, I will add, we are a hot mess, Jesse, but we are open to talk about it anytime.
This is why we're friends. Because we're all hot messes. You know what I mean? Like that's the beautiful thing. But just because we're hot messes doesn't mean that each of us aren't amazing at the same time, you know? And it's crazy how being healthy and having confidence and not having so much brain fog can help you decipher those two. Like you can have all of this, but you realize that you're not that. You're not that. It's just the situation that's happening. It's a feeling that you're having. You're not that you're not angry, you feel angry. You're not frustrated, you feel frustrated, but you can then separate those two. You know what I mean? Like do you feel that path like on days like that you can literally kind of like walk the line and decipher like because you're so clear?
I know exactly what you mean, because
isn't it fucking awesome?
It's so fucking awesome.
You know what I mean? Like you just can't get that. So listen, what else besides that? Is there anything, tell me about your son. What is the impact of you and mom living this lifestyle? What is it doing for him, for Corbin?
Well, everybody knows Corbin, our Batman. In all honesty, like any other kid in the world, the kid loved junk food. Loves soda.
Yeah.
And since we've started shredding, he actually, instead of that soda, he'll ask, "Can I have a hydrate, Dad? Can I have the orange one? Can I have the blue one? Can I have the green one?" And you know, he eats like we do.
Yeah.
Now, the biggest concern with that is my kid was very energetic, like I was in my younger days.
Mm-hmm.
He is more energetic now.
Yeah.
But he's much happier.
Yeah.
He doesn't get as frustrated as easily. He's more willing to sit down and learn and do what he needs to progress in this world.
Dude, this right here, this right here. There was a topic in IIN that I went through. And it was these ladies that were trying to impact school food. And their whole mission was exactly what you're talking about right now. I wish there was like 1,000 more of me that I could fight every fight that I need to fight. The ERShred's the best chances of us being able to make that impact in such a worldwide way. That's the focus, that's the energy, because that's how it builds like that. But like, if people understood, we are diagnosing more children with ADHD, with, learning disabilities, with all of this shit. Like, why are we so fast to jump on the diagnosis bandwagon instead of looking at, oh, I'm letting the kid eat 50 pounds of sugar in a year. Oh, I'm not putting in any nutritional value whatsoever. And unfortunately, most of the time they learn those things from us.
Mm-hmm.
They learned them from us. They watched us eat. They watched us do. We created those habits. And by you setting that example, right? That is such a direct impact in life, like to transform that little man's life, that when a problem comes up, instead of just losing your shit, you can actually work through it. Bro, that is an essential life skill. That is such an essential life skill. How many kids would be more focused in school if they didn't eat a bowl full of sugar in the morning?
A lot.
How many kids would be better if they just started off with, say, a macronutrient dense shake? You know what I mean? So, man, it's so crazy. Listen, anything else that you guys say? Because I got to hit on a couple last things and then.
No, except for you hit the shake, and Corbin always steals my shake. Always just comes up and grabs it. That's all I got for today, Jesse. Thank you.
I love you, brother. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you being an example. You guys are yet another example of long-term longevity. This is why we do what we do. It has nothing to do. And oh, by the way, Ricky, how much have you lost so far?
I am sitting between 85 and 90 pounds. I'm kind of fluctuating right now because I've been working on strength training.
85 and 90 pounds. Your wife has lost how much?
Oh my gosh. I think she's 70, between 70 and 75. She's down to a size 1.
Holy shit. Okay. So, that's drastic. That is drastic, right? That would be promoted anywhere. And here we are talking about how this is impacting the future mindset thinking of your son. Yeah. That's fucking powerful stuff right there. That is powerful stuff right there. This is so much more. Do you understand, folks, the empowerment aspect? I need you to understand. Why are we so passionate? You got to realize, like, you got to understand this is so much more. This man's dropped almost 100 pounds. And his main focus is the fact that his marriage has gotten stronger, his communication levels gotten better as a human, and he's impacting his son so his son can actually think through situations and problems. And we didn't even get into the accident they had and the healing process and all the other stuff. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you hit it. You hit the fucking emotional, Jesse.
I wish I could give a big hug right now, but that's coming soon. I mean, look at what this does, guys. Like, this is raw emotion. Like, this is what this is about. Like, you gotta be willing to unlearn the shit that you've been programmed. Like, I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be that way. It just doesn't have to be that way, bro. I love you guys. Give my love to the wife and to Corbin. I know she's on, so wherever she's at, Ash, you're hearing this too. We appreciate you guys. Very well deserved on the heart. Please just keep pumping it forward. I don't even know why I have to ask you that, because I'm going to need to tell you to calm down a little bit here pretty soon. You are just on fire. So please, I love it. Just keep pumping. Keep pumping it.
We love you guys.
All right, brother. We'll talk soon. Guys, listen, I don't know what else to tell you, but we're going to get into this. My next thing I hope I share with you is this healthy, the bigger picture. Let's touch on a couple key things and we're done. Number one, can supplements really be considered food? I mean, this is the easiest way that I can give you this experiment. Let's say that I have a hot dog and a bag of chips in my hand right here, and I have one of my nutrient-dense, specially formulated, third-party certified shakes. My hot dog and my chips are 280 calories. My shake is 280 calories. the nutritional value, if I took my hot dog and my potato chips and I blended them in a blender so they were consistency of drinking, and I drank that, and then I drank my shake, which one has more nutritional density? Which one has a higher quality protein? Which one has low glycemic certified carbs? Which one has bioavailable vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that are not chemically processed? Which one has the undenatured whey protein that's been scientifically tested to support lean muscle while shedding visceral body fat, helping build the immune system, giving the body what it needs at a cellular level? Do you understand? It's the food. We get this thing mixed up because of marketing, because of all the fake ass reasons that I've already shared with you on where our food industry is today. It's the same reason why supplements get a bad name. Just like there's shitty food, there's shitty supplements. Not every supplement company is the same. Some supplement companies are jumping on the bandwagon because they just want to make $1. They just want to do what the FDA does. They just want to pass certain things. They just want to create circulation. They just want to get in the game, if you will. How do I know? I lived the life. I sold the supplements out of the back of my trunk. I was sponsored by 3 different companies. I got it all for free. I did the marketing on the back end. I didn't even take some of the stuff, but I said that I took it because that's what it was to be an athlete, because that was the cool thing to do. These are some of the stupid things that I've been through. So understand, though, that unfortunately, people say to me, well, Jesse, I can just get everything through food. No, you can't. No, you can't. And that's not my opinion. This is scientifically proven. You can actually find the published research. You're not going to see it on mainstream media. You're not going to see it in Muscle Magazine. You're not going to see it in the doctor's office. You actually have to do the work because it's suppressed. Go figure. But there is actual proof where scientists have actually studied the fruits and vegetables of today to the fruits and vegetables of back in the day. You have to eat something like 9 apples today to get the same nutritional value that 1 apple gave you back in the 60s or whatever it was, the 50s, I think. You have to eat like 49 cups of spinach to get the same iron content that 1 cup of spinach gave you back in the day. Now, I don't even believe that all fruits and vegetables are necessary anymore. I really don't, because every time I eat them, I get really gassy. And there's just something not right about that. But that's just the facts. So if we know that our food is nutritionally deprived right now, we know that the chickens that we're eating are not even chickens. Like, if you eat poultry, you have no idea what you're eating. You are not eating a chicken that looks like the chicken at my next door neighbors. You are not eating that chicken. I would highly recommend you watch a documentary called Super Size Me 2, and you learn about the chicken industry. You learn. You watch a documentary called Fat Fiction. You find these documentaries that aren't third-party funded, that aren't out there to pump a message that meat's bad because they're vegans and they're selling a vegan line. Like, you find that raw truth. www.ERShredders.com. In the guide section, we have it all there for you. You find that truth. And then you have to learn to come at it with an open mind and realize that maybe what you've learned, maybe what you've been taught, maybe what you've been marketed and employed to is not the truth. It's not the truth. You see, we have this bad reputation with supplements because all these companies say, you're fat, take my magic pill. You're fat, just do this, but don't change anything. You got one of the most powerful women in the world, Oprah, going, you can lose weight while you eat potato chips. I'm sorry, Oprah, I respect you, but stay in your lane. Your lane is not health and wellness. You failed at every diet you've ever tried because you've never done the ERShred yet. You've only done diets and they die. They have the word die. You've never been taught lifestyle. All that money didn't pay for that. You can't do that. Your body doesn't work like that. People running around, dietitians going, oh, supplements this and supplements that, but you shouldn't cut out carbs. Well, you shouldn't cut out any part of the food diet. Well, who put them in the food diet in the first place? not our ancestral primal people. They didn't put them in there. That shit didn't come in here until 100 years ago when we started manufacturing it because we thought it would be better. We thought we could outsmart the way. We thought we could outsmart nature. You can't. You can't. You just can't. I'm done arguing facts with people. I'm done. Like some lady's like, oh, I got this certification, that certification, this certification. I'm like, congratulations, so do I. They mean shit. They mean shit because you're still struggling, but you're sold in this way. Supplements are calories. Calories are a form of energy. You need to know what type of energy serves your body best. That's what you learn through the ERShred protocol. You learn what food serves you. Supplements are food. That's why you can't add anything to the protocol. For those of you that are always like, can I add this? Can I add that oil? Can I add this product? No, but it's healthy. How do you know? Who told you? Did you tell you? Did you ask your own question? Did you do your own science experiment? Or are you just going to believe the thousands of dollars on the floor? Because I'm not believing that anymore, and I paid for it. Because I've proven to myself it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't. We are primal animals. You need to start acting like one. You start to act like one and watch how life changes for you. Supplements, my friends, are simply calories. You're going to choose them the same way that you choose quality food. When you learn to properly supplement, meaning that supplements supplement a healthy food flow going into your body, they fill the nutritional deficiencies that food doesn't have today. Like I've already explained to you. How do you fill those deficiencies? I don't care how much money you have. You go to Whole Foods and buy an organic red bell pepper. The country of origin is Mexico. How fresh is that? Have you ever heard of the great organic scam? Look it up. It's real. Now, am I saying it's not healthier? No, I'm not saying that. It is healthier. You have to be vigilant, but you have to know what you're talking about. So all supplements are not bad. In fact, I believe through everything that I've learned, through all the experiments I've done on myself and what I've seen in people, every single walking human being needs to supplement because no matter how disciplined or how clean you eat or how in shape you think you are, I guarantee you're nutritionally deprived because our food today doesn't contain the trace minerals that it once did. You see, fruits and vegetables don't grow trace minerals. They absorb them from the ground. And you got to go back to our farming. Our farming sucks. We don't have the 4-inch topsoil like we used to have back in the day. We're lucky if we even have a little bit. We've sprayed so many pesticides and herbicides and chemicals and created acid rain. We've created so much deforestation that we've ruined everything amazing for us. You can sit here and deny it. You can try to, oh, Jesse, you're just crazy woohoo. Okay, sure. You keep believing that. I just got a question. Your way that's proper, that you've learned, how's it working for you? Even those of you that are physically in shape, don't lie to me. Don't sit here and lie to me and tell me you don't have the aches and kinks every day. Don't sit here and lie to me that everything is okay. Bullshit. I've been there. I've been there. Every single person looked at me and thought I was just a walking machine. I felt horrible every day. That's the scary part, is you can get yourself to look a certain way, but that doesn't mean you're healthy. Supplements are not bad. And the ones that we use as part of the ERShred protocol, we have specifically vetted with a certain company because of the certifications they have. We know that every raw material that comes in before it even goes into manufacturing is tested for microbial activity. We know that it's tested for heavy metals, pesticides, and herbicides. That stamp of certification tells us that there's zero chance for cross-contamination. It also tells us that what you read on the nutrition label is exactly what you're getting in that product. That does not happen in the regular industry. It just doesn't. Do you know how many food labels are sitting out there right now on store shelves that say one thing, but if you actually do the testing, it's completely different? There was a study done one time. They went into GNC and they pulled a bunch of supplements. They actually found sawdust, legit sawdust in a product. That's how much the FDA cares. So you got to do your due diligence, but you got to get off the shit that supplements can't be food. You know, I gave an example the other day. I drink a macronutrient dense protein shake. I've drinking 2 of those a day, every day for the last 6 years of my life. I have never felt better in my entire life. Combine that with the ERShred protocol, I've never felt better in all my 42 years of living. I feel euphoric every day, even with the infant, even with the stress of, you know, having a co-parent, even with, you know, relationships in the family not being the best. Like, I'm still thriving. So when you can do that and still maintain and work and balance and all of that, I'll have the argument with you if you're telling me your way's better. But until then, I can't do it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But I drink these shakes every day. They're specially formulated for me. And the other day, I'm looking at my infant formula, and I bought one. It didn't work out. I sent the wife to the store. She bought another one. She brought it home. I looked at it. It's one of the leading brands, Enfamil. I looked at the back of it, and I was like, what? $40 for that container. My kid literally had as little as possible until my new shipment came of a formula that has the same certification that the shakes that I drink have. It's a formula that goes by EU standards, but approved by the FDA. It's a formula made by moms for moms and their babies. Why? Because they got so pissed off with how shitty the formula system is. There's corn solids, there's corn syrups, there's high fructose corn syrup in my baby's formula. You want me to put that shit in my baby where the brain's developing, the body's developing, the immune system's developing, the strength, the muscles, everything's developing, and I'm supposed to put that into my baby? No. The baby formula, they have this whole story. Our milk is sourced from pasture-raised cows. We make sure that our ingredients are triple tested. There's no this, there's no that. And that certification gives us the okay to feed that to our little humans. And yet some of you turn around and you have the argument with me that my shakes can't be considered food. Come on. You don't understand calories. You've been duped. You don't understand that calories are just a measurement of energy. It doesn't matter the calorie. What matters is the nutrients contained in the calories, the ingredients that are used to process to create the calories. That's what you need to be focused on. That's all I'm going to say about supplements. You are silly if you are not utilizing the highest grade supplements. You are missing out on very, very big pieces of life. The last thing that I want to touch on for you guys, and I am done, but I need to address something real quick for those of you that really want to make this a lifestyle. I need to address something to you, where big boy formula, that's right. We hear a lot of things where it's like, well, you guys only eat meat and butter and this. That is the farthest from the truth. The ERShred protocol, the 11-day protocol, yes, is an 11-day protocol. Yes, I'm going to have you strip out carbs. I'm going to have you strip out sugar. I'm going to have you only eat the highest quality grass-fed, pasture-raised, grass-finished beef that you can possibly get your hands on. Why? Because there's so many amazing health benefits from it. Regardless of what you've been taught, I can show you science that contradicts that. If you need that, you let us know. We'll send you to the article in the group, www.ERShredders.com. It's all there for you. We back everything that we say, by the way. It's all there for you. It's not hiding. Just type it into the search bar. We have you do that. And then afterwards, depending upon where you're looking to go, we teach you how to reintroduce foods. But we teach you to do it in a way that you can start to identify which foods are making you feel like shit and which foods are actually making you feel the way that they're supposed to. What tends to happen is people feel so good that they just keep going. They just keep going and they just keep going and they just keep going. I showed you 3 amazing examples of that in the beginning of this call. People just keep going and they keep going and they keep going. They learn to intuitively eat. They learn that they are their own best doctor. They learned that they were amazing to begin with. They just got sidetracked. But there's so many options. There is no food that's not allowed. I'm so tired of hearing that. I am not here. I'm not your dad. I'm not going to tell you what to eat, for crying out loud. I'm not going to tell you what to eat. You need to figure out what's going to serve you best. I can share with you what I think may help. We can share with you what we found as a collective group, as thousands of what we know serves multiple generations and what's making everybody thrive. And if you choose to follow that, by all means, go right ahead. But there's nothing that you can't do. For instance, like people say, well, what can you do with beef? What can you not do with beef? You can make burgers. You can make scrambled egg mixes. You can make, meatloaf. You can make bacon wrapped meatloaf. You can make meatballs. You can do all sorts of stuff. You just need to be a little bit creative. Same thing with eggs. Same thing with beef. Same thing with steak. The wife has steak salads when I have steak and eggs. There's sausage, humanely raised sausage and bacon and I have about 40 different foods at this point, to hard cheeses, olives, sauerkraut. I use an organic ketchup. I use relish. I eat real pickles, like the ones that are fermented in a jar. I ferment food. I like fermented food. So sauerkraut and stuffed peppers and artichokes that are fermented, any fermented foods. You see, over the time, I've just learned. Yeah, beef stew, Rocio said, but in a different way. You just don't need all the potatoes, avocados, onions, peppers. I stay away from the greens and stuff now, not because I won't eat them, but it's like I went to Thanksgiving. I had some collard greens. I literally pooed myself for the next 2 days. That's not normal. That's not normal. And I used to eat it all the time. So I've learned that really I am a primal animal. Like, I don't need a lot at this point. I think the longer that you go on with this, the more you start to realize that where you used to have a connection with food, for me, like I was talking to my buddy Sean today, we're just animals. Like, we don't even care. I'll eat the same thing every day. And I'll be honest with you, I don't care, because for me at this point, food serves one purpose. It's fuel. It's like driving from Charlotte to up north to Rhode Island. And I know, I went 360 miles and my gas tank is almost on empty and I need to stop and get gas. Well, that's how I feel about food. Like, food for me is, my tank is a little empty. I just need to give it more gas. And when I give it more gas, I go for hours now instead of a short period of time. So there's so many different things that you can do. There's so many foods that you can eat. You're not restricted to those foods. And if you go into our group, www.ERShredders.com, you go into the guide section or you go into the search bar menu, we have other shredders that have posted all sorts of recipes, amazing recipes. So some people are like, oh, it's, you have this mental connection still that, you have this thing with food. And you're limited, and you're like, you're creating the wrong mental connection. You're not limited. Why do you need so many options? Did your ancestors go and have a big kill, and before they ate the meat, they said, somebody bring me a salad? No. Can you imagine? This big burly dude just killed the animal, dragging it back. He's like, let's eat. But first, give me the greens. It just didn't work like that. Anyways, listen, guys, I had a blast tonight. I'm 20 minutes over, but it was so much fun. I appreciate all of you that came to join me to help me share how the ERShred is not this whack-ass diet. It is something that can drastically change your life. We are so passionate about it. It is only going one place, and that is up. It is only getting bigger. It is only expanding to more people. Literally every single day, we have more and more people asking to join. All you got to do is go there. It's right on the screen, www.ERShredders.com. Click on Ask to Join. We'll accept you into the group. Just try it. You are worth 11 days. I hope we showed you that this is so much more than anything that you think you've ever tried. This is nothing close to anything you've ever tried. We seriously can't wait to celebrate you. I can't wait to celebrate you. I truly hope that you think that you're worth 11 days and you just give it a shot. I appreciate your time. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night for our Shred Your Testimonial call. Don't forget Thursday night for the Share Your Shred call. All of them at 8 p.m. Come into the group, find out where there are, tap into the environment. You deserve everything that I know that this can give you. I hope you all have an amazing night. We'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.